At Glamour View, calves are top priority. When born, they're given colostrum and additional necessities to be as healthy as possible. Until they are 10 days to 2 weeks old, they're housed in a calf tail pen and fed 2 to 3 bottles per day. After this, they move on to the calf robot in group housing.
These are our calf tail hutches. This is where we bring the newborns to raise them about 10 days to 2 weeks. We love these calf tail hutches. They're easy to feed, easy to manage, easy to clean. We will clean them after every calf and bleach them down, and then they'll be ready for a new calf. We retrofitted this 3-sided pole barn with a curtain, and it's also climate controlled, so it gets really good air movement through here for the babies.
Every morning, the high somatic cell milk and any additional milk they may need is collected and pasteurized. Once pasteurized, the milk is then pumped over and runs through a cooling unit and is kept at 37 degrees. When a calf enters the robot, the computer reads its RFID tag. The system then puts 2.5 liters of milk into a jar for heating and is fed through. After their milk, 0.2 liters of warm water will run through the hose to rinse the line. If the calf continues to suck, there's a closing valve to prevent air from being ingested. The heifer barn houses calves from weaning to breeding age. The barn is fully headlocked and includes a scrape alley and curtains on both the front and back of the barn. Craig and Emily keep a simple but effective breeding program for both the cows and heifers. Heifers are observed for heat and bred at 15 months old, calving in at 2 years. The breeding criteria on the entire herd is focused on higher type bulls with good cow families behind them. For the heifers, the calving ease of a bull is also considered in sire selection. They utilize activity collars on the adult herd and also observe for heats. Cows will be bred once they are at least 60 days fresh, and herd checks are run every 2 weeks. Partners Gene Yeager, Craig Walton, and Emily Thornburg are nationally and internationally known for their success in breeding and showing elite cattle. They have earned numerous champions at national competitions. Some of the cows they are working with today, like Stormatic Ray, Adventure, and Puzzle, have become well known around the world.
This black cow is a junior 3-year-old Atwood, fresh about a month and a half. She was Supreme Junior Champion at the All-American Dairy Show in Harrisburg 2 years ago, as well as Junior Champion that year at World Dairy Expo. The cow next to her is a Stormatic that was Supreme Champion 2 years ago at Pennsylvania All-American and went out to Madison, Wisconsin and was second in the H-Cow fight. The Ayrshire is a senior 3-year-old. Last year as a senior 2-year-old, she was grand champion at Maryland State Fair, Pennsylvania All-American Dairy Show, and second at World Dairy Expo. The Holstein next to her is a junior 3 Atlantic, and the cow next to her on the end is a senior 3-year-old Atlantic. The senior 3-year-old Atlantic is the first cow that Glamour View bred as a partnership. The red cow was a contender 4-year-old, fresh 2 weeks. She was reserve grand at the Pennsylvania All-American Dairy Show last year. The Holstein next to her is a junior 3-year-old Sid with 4 94-point dams. The black cow on the right is a senior 2-year-old Sid that we purchased as a calf that has calved out really nice, and the cow next to her is a 4-year-old Atwood. This is a H-Cow Ayatollah that won at Harrisburg, the Pennsylvania All-American as a senior 3-year-old. She was grand champion at the Jersey Show as well as Supreme Champion that year. She was also grand champion and Supreme Champion of the All-American Jersey Show in Louisville, Kentucky that year. This is a Connection 8-year-old cow that I have purchased as an embryo from a well-known Jersey farm in Canada, Avonlea Genetics. She's showed well for us through her career, but she also is the dam of a tequila that was junior champion at the All-American Jersey Show in Louisville, Kentucky about 4 years ago. And she also has a tequila son at CMEX. The kind of cow that I personally like is an extremely dairy cow with a terrific udder. They don't have to be a monster cow. And saying that, my two favorite cows that we currently have are Stormatic Ray and this Ayatollah Puzzle. Beautiful uddered cows. They know why they're here, to give milk, but they look good doing it. I guess my only pet peeve about showing is it seems like judges want 2 and 3 year olds to be so mature framed and body wise. By the time they're aged cows, they're not in the show ring anymore. I'd rather have a more youthful looking cow that gets better every year, because that's what a good cow does, gets better every year. That's my only pet peeve about showing when mature young cows win. As a person that milks cows every day, you would want a cow that can last and keep getting better and not peak out as a 2 and 3 year old.
The future here at Glamour View, sitting right here, I think it
looks pretty good.
I think it looks really good. I want to hope that the area that our farm is sitting in.
We can do a lot to promote the dairy industry here. We have 2 major school districts within a mile of each side of us. So eventually would like to do a lot to let the public know about milk production and where their milk comes from.